Well, hello there, friend. Today we're going to be installing a Wilson architectural interior aluminum door frame. These are architectural aluminum frames. Here we have a 6080 pair, and yeah, let's get into it. The major problem we have with these usually is that in the rough openings, the width of the head grows quite a bit. Down here at the leg, there's going to be about 4 7/8, which is what the frame's built for. But due to build up at the head, here we're at 5 1/8. So I'm a 1/4 inch wider at the head than at the legs. And one way I've found to deal with that, there's many ways you can try to deal with this. One way is I'll just take my hammer. This is very low tech. Take my hammer and I just hit the sheetrock all the way across. I'd already done it on this opening, but here just wanted to show you how I do it. That compresses the sheetrock about a hammerhead's width all the way around, and this is what we're trying to prevent here, the cupping. You see how the head's touching the legs on each side, but in the middle there's that big gap because that frame's trying to spread around that rough opening where it's super wide. So compressing that sheetrock helps a bit. Here I'm just trying to show you that when I kick this head in, I've trimmed the rubber to be short on both ends, because both those legs are going to pop up there into that head, and so you need that rubber to be a little bit short on each side. And then here I'm going to kick this head in, and there's some door position switch wiring here. I just need to make sure I feed through the head as I get it up there. You'll kind of see how tight this head is and how much it's kind of fighting me and not wanting to go on. I use a little persuasion technique I learned many years ago. And now when you do use this persuasion technique, you're going to want to make sure you're only contacting the door frame on the corners and edges. You don't want to hit it in any flat spot, because you can do some serious damage. And we do not want to do any damage, do we? No. So yeah, we're going to get this head up here. You're going to see it's still bowed in the middle, which I'm going to fix later. But yeah, at least the head's up there snug on the sheetrock, tucked in all the way, and now we're going to kick in both the legs. These frames have built-in seals, so I need to just trim the seals to the correct length before I kick it in. Here I'm going to have it flush at the bottom, and then at the top I always trim them just a little bit longer than the stop, because then if I have to raise the leg a little bit, the rubber will still be full length. I hate it when I see gaps in the rubber or when the rubber is short. You just don't want no short rubbers, is basically what I'm trying to say. So now we're going to kick in this leg. I'm going to pull the rubber back on the head so that I make sure I don't pinch it as this leg comes up. Leg's going to come up, don't pinch the rubber. Make sure the rubber's not pinching at the bottom also, so it's pulled up, and also have a electrified hardware wire to run through the hinge prep here, because we're going to have an electrified hinge and an electrified handle set. I don't know why it's called kicking in a frame. Man, dude, that's a good one, Drew. Keep them coming. I'm going to slide that rubber all the way to the left there so it's tight to the left, leaving a gap on the right hand side. And then with this one, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Keep the rubber flush to the bottom, trim it just a tiny bit longer than the stop, and then we're going to kick this leg in. So when we kick this one in, I get to the bottom there. I didn't realize the flooring protection on the inside of the room here is going to be in my way. Decided to get rid of that. And there was tile here at this opening also, so I didn't need to trim both these legs. So I tried to do it to where we weren't going to need to shim the legs up at all for it to be level. So finish kicking this one in, and then when I go to, now the next step's going to be leveling the frame, and when I go to level it, you'll see me here pull the head down a little bit to try to be tight to the legs, but the head's not locked into the legs at all yet. So when I go to level it, I'm not bumping up into the head of the frame, but I'm going to be just pulling from the top of the leg. And here, you see I'm just tapping the frame down a little bit, so just to make sure we're starting down all the way down tight to the flooring. And in this case, that's the tile. These frames can sometimes be hard to move around when they're squeezed onto the wall, so if you take a screwdriver, dig it in underneath where the trim's going to go, you can move that thing up and down a lot. So here you'll see I'm hooking to the top of the leg to get my numbers to see if it's level, instead of bumping up to the head, because once it's all said and done, that head will be tight to those legs, but right now it may not be. So pulling down from the top of the legs, and it looks like that right hand leg needed to go up like a 1/16 of an inch. In 6 feet, it probably could just set it right as it sits. I didn't have the doors with me here though, and so if I can, I moved it up just a tiny bit, and we'll see how it all turns out once we swing those doors. Yeah, so I'm gonna remeasure, and hey, it's gonna give me that same number that's on the other side, and that's what we want. So now I'm just gonna put I'm pulling the head down tight to the leg and putting 4 screws in the head. There's a couple different ways you could do this here at this point, but that's the way I decided to do it on this one. And then now I use my laser kind of just as a straight edge, my green laser beam, as a straight edge to see, oh yeah, I'm a little bit bowed here in the middle. That middle needs to come up. I look good at each corner, but middle needs to come up just a little bit. And yeah, we got it. Now I'm doing the corner clips. So one way you can do this is you could kick it in and put the corner clips in and then level it from there. I like to do the corner clips after I've leveled, because once you screw those corner clips in, to me it's harder to move it around to get to level, especially if you come up quite a bit on either side. So I like to level first, then put the corner clips. I really probably should have looked at the instructions that come with these to see what did the instructions say, what order they put that in. That would probably be a good idea to look at. I did not on this one. Here's just a closer up view of these corner clips we're putting in and why they're important. You can see the head and the leg are tight to each other, but then you got to line them up. And that's what's going to make sure your miters are nice and tight once that trim pops on also. So there you go. You just screw that bad boy in. Your miters are going to be nice and tight. What's next? Now we're going to plumb it. So on this one we have butt prep, so you can put that laser beam right in the middle of the butt prep, or you can put it in one of the groove lines that comes in these frames, however you want to do it. These didn't have pre-drilled holes, so I'm taking a little silver bullet screw, and that's what I'm using to pre-drill the hole. And then I run, these were super lightweight metal studs, so we actually use wood pointers, screws basically, like 2-inch wood pointers, just because those threads grab much better than try to use like a self-driller. It's just grabbing nothing, So the thread pitch or whatever they call that, thread spacing and all that's way better. Then I screwed it off. Now it's time to put the trim on. This trim goes on from the outside in. So I start at one edge and I start pushing the outside on, and then once you get the outside lined up for a foot or a couple feet down the way, the inside pops on very easily. And so I'm just working it all the way down. And as you work it one direction, it can tend to slide. It can tend to slide down one way. And if it slides far enough, it ends up over the corner bracket there. So you gotta tap it back to make sure it'll pop on. And that's what it did right there. And it's popped in. And then once it's all the way popped on correctly, it'll slide back and forth easily. So if you need to move it one direction or the other, that's when I move it one direction or the other. Here, these trims are going to be too long because of the tile, so I hold the trim upside down and press it up against that sharp corner of the miter up there, it makes a mark on what's now the bottom of the trim, and that shows you how much you need to cut off. And when we have lots of these to do, we'll have chop saws set up, and here we had about 40 or so of these frames to set. This was the last one, so I'm just trimming it with my little tin snips and making sure it looks clean, and then I'm just pressing it on. And yeah, put your body into it here a little bit sometimes, like a door chiropractor, you know. I had this one lady crack my back one time, and she was putting her weight into it. It worked good. Felt good too. Yeah, so you become a door chiropractor, work it from the outside in, and yeah, just be like, okay, breathe in, breathe out, okay, breathe in, breathe out, and rest. You got it. Good job. Now do it on the other side. So we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Put this other side of trim on. Now, you may notice I haven't really done much on the non-door side of this frame. I had an apprentice there with me today, so I let him set the non-door side. He plumbed both the legs, screwed them off, put the trim on. He did a great job. He had been kicking all these in ahead of me when we were doing the production of this earlier in the week. But yeah, I saved that frame, did a good job. Didn't cut it enough. You'll find on the trades would say, oh, I cut it twice and it's still too short. If you don't know what that means, I want you to think about it, and then when you get it, do a little laughing emoji in the comments. Luckily this time I cut it once and it was still too long, so I didn't ruin the piece, and was able to cut it a little bit more. So same thing again, outside in, work it down, pop it on just like a chiropractor, doing its work. If you stand on the other side of the frame too, it also works well that way. You can do it either way. I mean, you'll see guys just beating it on with a dead blow too. That can work too, but you'll sometimes damage the trim. And you're replacing trim. We don't want to do that. So that's it. That frame's set, and we'll be swinging doors here pretty soon. Here's a little bit closer look. Yeah, hey, it looks plumb, it looks level, and that miter looks nice. Yeah, they make these frames really well. They're fun to install, and they give you a great product in the end. You swing that door, and yeah, they're just awesome. So yeah, had fun doing this one, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for hanging out.